What's going on, bros and girls? Today I'm extremely pumped to be doing this unboxing and overview of the Sennheiser Momentum On-Ear headphones. This is not only something I've wanted to test out and do some videos for you guys, but also something I've wanted for personal use. As some of my longtime subs know, I'm a pretty big gym head and I've been in a constant search to find the perfect headphones for gym use, and I think I may have just found them. I'll let you know how they did in my full review of these headphones, which I'll have up in about a week or two after I get a good feel of them. Also, these are actually the third pair of Sennheisers I've covered on my channel. I've been really impressed with their performance, which is why I've always been coming back to them, and if you do want to see those vids for the other pairs I've covered, just click the annotations or the links in the description. And as always, for some of the best pricing and availability, I've included some links for you down below. So quick tour around the box. On the front you have a photo of the product. Next to that you got the brand, model name, color, and tagline. Above that you got the compatibility for the inline remote, but remote aside, they actually work for any device with a 3.5mm jack. On the right you got the warranty, the seal of authenticity, a bald guy wearing the headphones, a write-up, and a QR code to get you hooked up with their Blue Stage app. Other side you got some info about the inline mic, including its functionality, and even though the remote is optimized for iDevices, they do include a swappable second cable without the remote, so you can have a cleaner look for your non-Apple device. Over here you just got the package contents, but we'll obviously be looking at all these ourselves when we unbox this in a moment. On the top you got the hang tag and more of the same stuff. The bottom shows your SKUs and UPCs. And finally on the back panel I'll zoom it in and you can pause a bit and read it for yourself. It shows some of the main features in greater detail and in different languages, and the tech specs are underneath that. And I do want to make note that the impedance is only 18 ohms, so these will be really easy to drive and you do not need an amp. Onto the unboxing, there's just two tape seals along the top and bottom, so you know if your product has been opened before. Cutting through those, and after pulling off the lid, the first thing you see is the case with the headphones inside, and they're packed very well in the protective foam to prevent any shipping damage. Taking that out, you'll see some documentation underneath. The first thing is a catalog of the colors for the Momentums, and they do come in 7 different colors, which I think is the most color choices for a specific SKU of headphones. But if you guys do know of another pair with more choices, let me know in the comments. Next piece is a quick start guide, basically telling you more about the remote, swapping the cables, and removing and replacing the ear cups. Last documentation is a safety information pamphlet. Back to the headphones themselves. So they're inside this case, which is pretty sweet. It has a soft suede-ish feel on the surface. It's kind of in the middle between a hard case and a soft case, but you can definitely tell just by the look of it that it houses a pretty high-end product. So unzipping it, you can see it's perfectly fitted to the headphones, and the top and bottom covers are lined with soft fabric. Even within the case, there's an additional layer of protection with this microfiber bag, so you can rest assured that your Momentums will be perfectly safe transporting them around. Underneath the headphones is your secondary cable, which is the non-remote one, and both cables are 1.4 meters or just over 4.5 feet long. Taking these out of the bag, right away you can see just how stylish and aesthetic they are. The Momentum models I found were the first model that Sennheiser went a different direction in looks, from their more mature, usually all black, stealthy looking headphones, to a more youthful and I guess more fun looking headphone. And even though I like the classiness of their usual designs, I do like the change in look, and I still think these Momentums maintain the upscale look that Sennheiser is known for. As you saw, they have a nice reflective logo that will definitely grab your attention, and aside from looks, they're really lightweight too, which is probably the result of a very minimalist headband all the way around, which will for sure help with long-term comfort. With fit, the ear cups have a good range of adjustment on all 3 axes. There's also a wide range of size adjustment, which is easily done with sliding the ear cups up and down to accommodate a LeBron James size skull all the way down to a Snooki head. Even at the largest size, with the ear cups all the way down, Sennheiser has provided more than enough slack so there won't be any tugging of your wires. I'll obviously cover everything in my full review, but my first impression with build quality is really good, as you can see just how flexible they are, and I didn't hear any creaking or sounds of discomfort on the headphones. Even with the small details like the torque screws holding the logo in place, you can tell just how much attention to detail Sennheiser has put into these. And speaking of attention to detail, one thing I probably like the most about the build is the materials they used. All along the headband, perfectly stitched, is Alcantara, which has a luxurious suede-like feel, and if you didn't know, that is the exact material used on steering wheels of high-end cars like Porsche, Aston Martin, and top-of-the-line Mercedes and BMW models. The Alcantara is also continued onto the ear cups, so wearing these you'll definitely feel like a big baller package. Moving to the cable, you'll see the design is like many Sennheiser models, where you simply twist and pull to remove, and reverse this process to lock it back into place. Going down the cord, you see the inline remote with full iDevice controls for play/pause, skip and previous track, volume control, as well as answering and disconnecting calls. Lastly, at the end is a 4-pole L-shaped jack with robust strain reliefs and a very low profile, which is optimized for portable use. So I hope you guys all enjoyed my unboxing and overview of the Sennheiser Momentum On-Ear headphones. Like I said, keep an eye out for my full review of these headphones in a couple of weeks, and if you want a pair of these for yourselves, check out the links in the description for some really good prices. Also, let me know in the comments what kind of headphones you prefer most. Do you like on-ear, around the ear, in-ear, or some other random ear headphones? I always like to know what my viewers are rocking. Thumbs up this vid if you like it, thumbs down if you didn't, and leave a comment down below. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and follow me on Twitter and my new Instagram account. It would be much appreciated. Until next time, YouTube. Peace.